A friend here was asking me on my page. I've seen things and I've done a lot of things and I've seen a lot of things. So he was asking me if I could put up some drawings. I told him I'd seen reptilians several times in different forms. That's the big scary red one that will try to, I don't know, absorb your soul or some shit like that. This guy over here, that's the invisible guy that I saw. Most of them have that kind of face, big bulging eyes, round, kind of Godzilla-like body. They're not that big, they're actually really small. This guy was maybe about 4 feet long, somewhere around there. This one over here was the one I saw as a child trying to grab my attention, but the difference was that his head was a little bit longer downwards. And after doing blood over intent one day while walking around, I saw this really old lady, white old lady here in Mexico with this. From a distance, her face looked exactly like that. I'm not kidding you, it looked exactly like that. These things are her eyes, and her mouth was like downward forward. It was like a Jurassic Park kind of creature, but the head wasn't as long. This guy was spying on me one day, and I literally called him out. Freaking disappeared. I don't know what he did. He did some kind of like flash, and I went blind for like a second, and it disappeared. But this guy, I've seen invisible, all predator-like. This guy, all white. Her, from a distance, I could only see the perfectness of her face and the greenish, yellowish color in it. And this gigantic fucking thing, this thing was huge in my room that day, was all red. Now, as I was telling that guy, I've seen other things walking around in this world, between this world and the next. This guy is like bluish greenish. I mean, mainly blue up top, but he has like a flashlight for an eyeball and a bunch of little teeth. They're not sharp, but this thing just like ran through my room one day, and I saw first this light coming through, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" My wife was like, "What are you looking at?" Nothing. This thing, I don't know if it really was like a dog type of creature, but it was fucking huge. We're talking about 3 times the size of a Volkswagen, a little bug, beetle car. This thing was also pretty big. It was maybe about minivan size. I've seen several of these kind of bird pterodactyl creatures flying around at nighttime. They do it all at nighttime. These ones, this one and this one, I saw at nighttime. This guy I saw during the day. He's got this brownish, reddish, orangish color to him. This guy basically the same color. And then there was this thing. It was like a giant puma-like creature, but it looked so Aztec, so robotic, and it was see-through. That was the crazy thing about it. I'll let you guys get a closer look. Well, that's some of the things I've seen and some of the reptilian forms I've seen. Um, that actually, I was going to speak in Spanish for a second there. Senator Pat Spearman, she had a video where she glitched out and some guy actually found the footage and tried to edit it so that way you could see what her reptilian form was. She looks just like this motherfucker right here. Her face is identical. The first time I saw that video was a long time ago, and I literally started drawing the 3D dimensional thing that was like coming out of her face, and it looked just like that guy. Love you all.